EBO3 support has finally hit the One Piece sim, and so now us West players can actually try it. With this, I had one deck list in mind to try because we know this is going to be the most supported leader in the set because it is the Blue Yellow Nami? Wait, I thought this was going to be a Red Blue Vivi video. Are you kidding me? Blue Yellow Nami is the most supported leader in EBO3, the leader that gets the most support and actually does well going forward. Yes, Vivi's played a little bit, but what does she do against Imu? It doesn't feel like a winning matchup. I don't know. I guess we're doing Blue Yellow Nami today. We do get some awesome support with the new 7-cost Nico Robin and a few other cards. We're also using the Young Girl promo because I think we should have this by the time we finally get EBO3 in the West. At least that's what I'm hoping. I would love to have this promo for Blue Yellow Nami players all around. I don't personally play it a lot, but I'm here to play it for you guys today, so I hope you enjoy. Subscribe. It's a free way to support your boy. We just hit 3,700 and some subs. We're almost at 3,800, and we're climbing up the ranks. So whenever you're watching this, if you're watching this in 5 months, how many subs are we at now? Comment down below. I hope you enjoy, and let's play some Blue Yellow Nami. And here is my EBO3 deck profile for Blue Yellow Nami. This is a fan favorite deck for a lot of people, and it has some awesome new support. Obviously, the biggest one being the Nami. We highlighted the Nico Robin because I am just a Nico Robin guy personally. Nico Robin's like my favorite character in the show. But the best card in the support, I mean, would be probably this Nami, especially going first because we always had the second curve. And this really helps out. Obviously, the Young Girl promo also helps, giving us Arrested Dawn every turn. And a Draw One, Trash One is also good, just to have some filter in the deck. But, of course, we have the new support that we're going to cover after we go over the leader effect. The leader effect states, your turn, once per turn, when a life leaves any life area. So you or your opponents, you may activate this effect. Draw one card if you have 7 or less cards in hand. So basically we can draw up to 8 cards total. If we're at 7 going to 8. If we have less than that, obviously we can draw every single time. It's only once per turn, obviously, but every single time it happens on that once per turn, we are able to draw cards and gain a lot of card advantage through that first effect. Secondly, it's Dawn times 1 on opponent's attack. Once per turn, you may trash 1 card from your hand. This leader gains plus 2,000 during this turn. So, on the defensive side of things, for 1 card out of our hand, which could be any card, even a brick that has no counter, we become a 7k leader, which is absolutely absurd. So, Blue Yellow Nami has a very strong defensive strategy that also gains a lot of cards in hand. So, we need to use those cards to counter out, to stay very healthy and then continue to gain life and cycle through the game. We can go to the late game as long as possible, which usually does good into like Green Zoro. We might have some issues with Imu because it's just hard to take down Imu in the first place. So we'll have to see how that match goes specifically. And yeah, here's the new support for Blue Yellow Nami. It's going to be the new Nami, the 5-cost 6k that we were just about to talk about. On play, give 1 Rested Dawn to your leader. Then if your opponent has 3 or more life cards, your opponent adds 1 card from the top of their life to their hand. So you basically get to force your opponent to take a life. Going down to 2 life is pretty strong. I think it's really good into Imu and why we run a specific card that helps us just be able to swing in for a game. But the Nami does a lot of work, just forcing your opponent to take a life. Then on KO, you may turn 1 card from the top of your life face up, play 1 character with a cost or with 6,000 power or less. Now, I'm going to highlight that we don't have many good options for this, but what I will say is that it can play out itself. So if you're going against a 5 life leader, say we go 5 Dawn, we play out Nami, then they go to 6 Dawn, they play out Tashigi as a Zoro, they rest the Nami, they swing 8 into it. Well, now we can turn the top life face up, play out another Nami, on play, give 1 Rested Dawn to our leader, which isn't important in that situation because we already have the Rested Dawn from the first Nami. But then we get to trash the opponent's next life, or force them to add it to hand. It doesn't trash it, so it's a little less valuable than that, but it still forces them to add it to hand, which is absolutely absurd. And then, you know, being able to chain that over and over again is strong. We can also cheat out like Kikinojo. If you have 3 or less life cards, place the top card of your deck on the top of your life, which is always going to be strong. So if we're playing Kikinojo, it's a brick, but we can ditch it with leader effect to get plus 2,000 for the turn, which is always going to be good. We can cheat out chump blockers like Hiyori. This is a blocker that on KO, you may trash 1 card from your hand. If your leader's multicolored, add 1 card from the top of your deck to your life. So it's a blocker that gains you a life, which is totally insane, especially in a super defensive tanky deck like this. You have Shirahoshi here. It stops all 5 cost or less. I believe it's 5 cost, 6 cost or less from being KO'd. So this is really strong into the Imu Match specifically. It's there just to take up hits where your opponent has to remove this before removing other cards, because all it costs is just to flip your top life face up, which is pretty good in that match specifically. We're also running cards that you can cheat out like Pudding to force your opponent to return all the cards in their hand, shuffle up, and then get 5 cards back. We can cheat out Nojiko, which bounces a 5 cost back to the opponent's hand. Cheat out Zeus, which takes a life from our top life to our hand, but then we KO a 5 cost or less. So there's some strong cards to cheat out for sure. Most of the time, like, you really want to cheat itself or the Kikinojo for the highest amount of value, or I would say the Hiyori blocker. Other than that, it feels kind of weak usually, but also being able to unexpectedly play out a Nojiko and bounce a card back to your opponent's hand can also be strong. We're running a normal like blue package going forward. Otama is a staple. If you don't have these, I recommend picking them up because these are going to be really, really expensive one day. I can almost guarantee it. If you have 3 less life, draw 2, trash 1. Free filter as a 2K counter is absolutely insane. You don't lose any cards in hand. You get to find specific pieces. It's basically a searcher that can be used in every single deck once you have 3 less cards in hand. Nochiko, balance of 5 cost. The Young Girl promo we talked about, giving you Arrested Dawn every turn. Pudding we've talked about. Jozu is a support card that's really good into NAMI. You return one of your cards to your hand and then return one of your opponent's 6 cost or less to their hand. So we get to bounce cards from our opponent's board back into their hand. Then we have the 10 cost Newgate. This is usually played in Ace, but you can use it in NAMI because it gives you 2 Rested Dawn to your leader and 2 Rested Dawn to a character, while also giving you a draw 2, trash 1. Then, on top of all of that, getting your leader ability as active, putting a 10 cost 12k, getting to filter your hand, getting 2 Dawn on a character to swing in even more. It's also a 10 cost 12k blocker. That's totally insane in a super defensive tanky deck. So our opponent can swing 8 into us. We go leader effect, ditch a card, and then give them a 2k counter. Then they can swing 11 into us, and we just block for free. So it's totally insane in a deck like this. If you can chain these as much as possible, it does very well in the late game. And that's always really strong. Blockers are just amazing. It's hard into red matches because that freaking 10 cost Goldie Roger can totally shut you down. But usually becoming a tanky leader can save you in those situations. You just need to set up properly. Then we have the Nico Robin that we talked about. This card is insane. You may trash 1 card from the top of your life. Did we already talk about it? I don't know if we did. You have Nico Robin. This says if you trash 1 card from the top of your life, if your leader's Straw Hat Crew type, add up to 2 cards from the top of your deck to the top of your life. This is totally insane because you get to turn on your leader ability to draw the card, then you get to gain 2 life, so you basically go +1 in life, losing absolutely no cards in hand other than the card herself, which she just replaces herself from hand with a life. It's basically just like play me, gain a life, except now you get to also draw a card with your leader effect. Comboing it all together is totally insane. And then opponent's turn on KO, you may deal 1 damage to your opponent. Specifically, it's saying deal 1 damage to your opponent. Basically just says if you kill this and you have 0 life, you lose the game. It's another card that can just win you the game. It's not a card that says trash the top of your opponent's life or your opponent takes a life to hand. This says deal 1 damage, specifically meaning this card would take that card and it would go to your hand if you have a life. And you can take a trigger if there is one. But if you have 0 life and you kill this, you take a damage, so you lose the game. So if you get to your opponent to 0 life, they cannot remove Nico Robin, which is totally insane value there. We're playing Beige for the trigger. Up to 1 of your opponent's leaders or characters cannot attack, just a good yellow trigger. Kikinojo also triggers out of life. We didn't mention that. 8 cost Kid has always been amazing in this deck. Just trash the top of your opponent's life. Then into your turn, if your opponent has 2 or less life, draw 1, trash 1. Which usually, if we're going in that first curve, we go Young Girl to give us Arrested Dawn on 3 Dawn. 1 Dawn, we normally do nothing. 3 Dawn, we go Young Girl, draw 1, trash 1. Give Arrested Dawn to your leader, so your leader ability is active. Then attach the other active Dawn to your leader to swing 7 at your opponent, put on a little pressure. Then on 5 Dawn, we want to go Nico Robin, give 1 Arrested Dawn to your leader, and then take your opponent's life. Then Young Girl effect to give you another Arrested Dawn, so now you're swinging 7 again while putting the NAMI on the board and forcing them to take a life. Now you're swinging 7/7, and your leader ability is active. Then you hit 7 Dawn. Now we're playing out Nico Robin, going +1 in life, drawing a card from leader effect, and then we have a 6k coming in with the NAMI, a 6k coming in with this NAMI, because we use the Young Girl to give Arrested Dawn to the NAMI. This can also attach Arrested Dawn to NAMI specifically. Any NAMI card it can attach Dawn to, so it technically can give a Dawn to this character. Keep that in mind, because sometimes it is important for math's sake specifically. And then into a 9 Dawn turn, we can go 8 cost Kid, trash the top of our opponent's life, and then attach a Dawn to our leader from the Young Girl, and then swing 7 with leader, 6 with a NAMI, 8 with a Nico Robin, and we just trash 1 of their life. Totally insane value there. We hit the 10 Dawn, we're putting down the new gates, and the combos can just be insane. So we can take second when we need to take second, we can take first when we need to take first. This deck can play multiple curves nowadays because of how the deck is built. I can play NAMI on 6 and still feel very confident that I'm going to win the match. I can play Young Girl on 3 or 2 and still feel very confident because of the amount of pressure I'm able to build up. In the decks that want to go second, I can take second. In the decks that want to go first, I can take first. Now let's talk about the events. This says you may rest 1 of your Dawn cards, so 1 from the top left with the additional cost of 1 extra as an activate main. If you have 1 or less life cards, your opponent's leader, when your leader attacks, your opponent cannot activate blockers. So anytime you have this card in a deck, it's just a really good blue card now because it gives you unblockable. You can combo this with a young girl so that this only costs 1 technically, because you get to attach the rested Dawn to your leader. So we only have 1 tap Dawn after that. The other Dawn gets attached to the leader, and we can swing 14 into our opponent and hopefully get game. So it's a sneaky way to sneak lethal. It also has the ability as a counter event that up to one of your leaders gain plus 3,000 during this battle. So when we don't need it to go unblockable in certain matches, it's also a 3k counter. Running 2 of the red rocks, this just places a card from your opponent's board on the bottom of their deck. Removal is amazing, and a 6 cost removal to remove anything in the game can be really strong on curve, or not on curve, but on like a 10 Dawn turn, where we can go red rock, play a Kikinojo, and then use young girl to put a rested Dawn on our leader. It's also good when paired with, you can go red rock, and then maybe you don't have the additional Dawn, or maybe you don't find the young girl. Now you can go Nojiko, bounce something else that's 5 cost or lower, so we can bounce a 10 cost, then we can bounce a 5 cost back to your hand, and then we can attach the 2 Dawn on the leader and swing 7. Like, you can do this in combination with many things and still get a lot of pressure on the board. And finally, this is another EBO3 card, Will You Be My Servant? NAMI, it's not for me, but hey, you probably commenting down in the comments down below, it probably is for you. If your leader is NAMI, look at the top 4 cards of the deck, reveal one card with a cost of 2 to 8, add it to your hand, then place the rest at the bottom of the deck in any order. So basically you can search anything from Nojiko up to Eustace Captain Kidd, including a red rock. So the only cards that are unsearchable is literally Otama itself and the 1 cost unblockable, which yes, this card's amazing if it was searchable. Oh well, it's not. We can search every other card in our deck with this. This is one of the greatest searchers ever made for a NAMI. I recommend playing this because also when you don't need to search, you can just leader effect it away and become a 7k leader, and it basically acts as a 2k counter. So in combination with a lot of things, this deck can be really strong. I'm excited to take it on the sim today. I hope you enjoyed the video as always. We're going to try to take on a red-blue Vivi because obviously that's the newest leader, and then we'll play some other random leaders and see how we do. So let's have some fun on the games on the sim. Like and subscribe, and let's get into those games. We're going to take some action against an Uta here. We're going to take second because our deck likes to go second. Of course, we don't have to go second. We're going to mulligan this because I would love to find the young girl. There we go. We got the promo that we needed just to be able to play the deck. Draw 1, trash 1. I think we're going to trash a Otama. I don't think we're going to need the Otama. We're going to go and give ourselves the leader ability just in case we need it. I don't think we will. Not this early. I don't mind taking a little early, especially when we don't find pieces and they swing this big. I don't want to give up 2 cards here, so we're just going to take this and get an extra draw, basically. We don't have much going on, do we? We can go in Otama, draw 2. We can trash 1. We may need the Kikinojo for next turn. I don't want to trash a Nojiko. So we're actually going to trash a 2k counter. We're going to search the top of the deck for something. Ooh, a NAMI's not bad either for the next turn. So our opponent usually doesn't run removal, but being able to just force them to take life next turn is going to be good, especially when we're going to be able to swing pretty big here. So give a rested Dawn to leader, and we can still swing a big 8 even after using 2 of our Dawn because of the young girl giving us the rested Dawn every turn. Now we can draw an extra card, and we have 8 cards in hand now. So good thing they're green and they don't have blue pudding, because blue pudding would be detrimental. Granted, they have a large hand size, so a pudding for us would be pretty good, but we have not seen one yet. We're going to have to see what they choose to play out, because what we could do is NAMI, give our leader rested Dawn and Nojiko on this next turn, I believe. Or no, Nojiko and Kikinojo on the next turn. That way we can still get a body on the board and still bounce a character while putting on some pressure. But it really depends on what they decide to play out. If they play a 5 cost, Nojiko is just really good. Bouncing cards is always amazing. They get to restand 2 Dawn here with the Uta, and then on KO play a 5 cost or less rested from your hand. It's always going to be good. They're just going to swing a big 8. We will leader effect this one, so this is telling me we are going to Kikinojo here. So I think I'm going to drop the Captain Kidd and go for the Nico Robin instead. No, I don't think we need the Nico Robin, actually. I think we're going to go with the 8 cost Kidd into 10 cost Newgate. So we're going to go in 2k, or leader effect, 2k to get out of that attack. So we have so many cards in hand, we need the ability to draw more cards. Now what we're going to do is Kikinojo. We're going to use the young girl to go ahead and swing 6 at our opponent just to get 1 card out of their hand. I mean, they have a large hand size. Not much you can do about it. We're going to go ahead and use the Nojiko, bounce the Uta, and then pass to our opponent. We did lose some, again, more cards in hand due to that, so we could have just taken that attack, I guess. But I don't think it was a bad thing taking some pressure off the board, especially as we decided to build up into 8 cost Kidd here. With the amount of life we have, I didn't think we needed to use the Nico Robin to gain more life, because we would go +1 in life, and they can't really remove it. But I think the ability to remove our opponent's life is just going to be that strong, also allowing us to draw cards, and then filter the hand at the end of the turn as a ongoing effect every single turn. I just think is good value. So I don't mind how he played it out instead. They're going to play Uta, restand 2 Dawn. Now they can play a 5 cost. They're going to play 4 cost Zoro, restand 2 more Dawn. And they're going to swing a big 8 again. This one, I think we can actually take this pretty well because they're playing out 5k attackers. So it's not really a big thing. They're going to grab a Brook from the top of the deck. That's fine. I think we should just take this and resolve the attacks. Now, I mean, we got another Nojiko. If we really needed to, we could Nami and Nojiko this turn if we wanted to bounce some characters off the board. Right now, I think we're fine with what they have. We have options for sure. Now we have the 8 cost Kid as well. I don't hate that. We have the Nico Robin for later if we need, I meant to say. So we'll go an 8 cost Kid, trash the top of their life, draw a card. Now we're going to swing in with the Nojiko for 6. Then we're going to use the young girl to then swing 6 more with the leader, activating our leader effect. And we should be in a pretty good spot after that. I'm just going to be honest. We have a bigger board, a higher size board, and we're going to be a 7k leader. And if they decide to take, like, we've already drawn the card, so it wouldn't be a bad thing, and turn off our NAMI effect. But I don't think I'm worried about NAMI. I have 10 cost Newgates in hand. So I think at this point, NAMI is just discard fodder. Because when I can chain 2 of these in a row, there's not much you can do as Green Uta. Like, she can swing twice, but with 2 of these, it's low value. It's very low value here from our opponent. They can swing into our Kikinojo and give us more life, which is fine once we're a 7k leader. That may be a good option. They're going to go in 2k out of that. They have 7 cards in hand now. They're going to draw a card for 8. So they're going to have 8 total cards, and they're going to draw 1 off of leader effect this turn. So don't get me wrong. They're applying pressure very well, but I just don't know if it's enough. I think we're going to ditch the Nico Robin here. I don't think we're going to end up needing the Nico Robin ever, sadly, in this match specifically. So I'd rather at least hold some counter in case they decide to swing like 7-7. I'd rather use 1Ks than use all my 2Ks. They're going to use the Trafalgar Law, return a card, play a card back out. That'll basically just restand 2 Dawn because of the Zoro, and then he restands himself at the end of the turn. That was actually a really low value play from our opponent. They're going to swing 9 at us. I think I'm fine just taking this, to be honest. I don't think there's an issue with taking this. We will go ahead and take it, because now we have the ability to trash their life. I don't hate that either. We can also filter it out of hand and still get a blocker on the board, because if they double attack, I think we're perfectly fine. I think we're totally fine, actually. So now we're going to be swinging 8, 8, 9. That's pretty good pressure there, because we're going to Young Girl and get 2 Dawn from the Newgate and have a 10 cost 12k blocker. We should be put into a very strong spot going forward. They leave 1 Dawn active, potentially for Dead Man's Game, which is something we need to keep in mind, because obviously they could be playing Dead Man's Game, which is a pretty good card, I've heard. So we're going to tap 10 here, draw 2, and trash 1. I think we're going to trash one of the 1Ks here, because I like the 2Ks, and I like the ability to use the 8 cost if we need it. 2 Dawn on leader, 2 Dawn on Nojiko. We will not be able to draw cards because we have 8 cards in hand. That's also okay. It would be nice to draw cards. If they want to let me draw cards, I'll do it, but I just don't think we'll have that ability. We'll give Arrested Dawn to the leader. We're going to swing 8 more. Basically just getting a lot of value here. A lot of really big attacks while also getting the blocker. We do have to worry about Dead Man's Game like we talked about, but I think with Dead Man Games costing 4 Dawn and us having this many cards in hand, it does not win them the game on the next turn. Granted, we'd probably have to go for game back, but I don't think that's an issue. We can burn life, we can play more blockers and be defensive. Like, we have plenty of options here, and I like that a lot. So, sorry. Swing 8, swing 8, swing 9. They can block with the Trafalgar Law on 2K, 2K. So that's probably why they took the 8, because it's the same amount of counter. If they were to counter out of that, it'd be 2K, 2K. If they, so we swing the 9, it's block 2K, 2K. Ooh, 2K, 1K, 1K. Okay, so that tells us out of 7 cards, they're low on counter, or they are really baiting us in. A draw 2 trash 1 and getting the unblockable may be really good, because they need to go defensive very soon. I think what we can do is drop a Nojiko. I think we're fine saving the kid and the 10 cost. I think we can trash a Nojiko safely here. Granted, Nojiko, we could have double Nojiko to bounce 2 of their cards back, which would be good value. But we can also Nojiko and Kid on the same turn, still getting the Rested Dawn on our leader. So plenty of options here. They play out the 9 cost Shanks. They KO our Rested Eustace Captain Kid. That's pretty good value, I'm not going to lie. They're going to swing in for 5. We're just going to leader effect. We're going to play another 10 cost Newgate. I don't see why we wouldn't, right? So, do we need the unblockable, or are we just going for game? They have a blocker in the 1 Dawn active again. I think we just trash the Nojiko. Would it be good to bounce their board and crit a life? No, I think it's safer to go with the blocker. So I think we're just going to go dropping the kid here. I don't think we're going to need the kid. I think we're better going with the blocker to be safe. Yep, I think even in this situation, they can dead man's game. So the issue is, will we ever need 2 blockers? That's a question we have to ask after we do it. We're going to draw 2, trash 1. We're going to trash the Kikinojo. We're going to put 2 Don on leader, 2 Don on Kikinojo. We're going to swing 8 into our opponent. We're totally going to ignore the Uta because, again, it's a 5k attacker, 5k attacker, 6k attacker. These are really weak. They could swing 11, 12, 12. They could dead man's game. I'm thinking with the restand event because they do have the ability to use restand events. Now, what is that telling me? Hold up. They took that. So now we swing 8. They have to counter this. That's a 1 cost 4k. If you have 2 or more film cards, get plus 4,000. Okay. That's pretty good EVO3 support. We could swing 12. They could block. We'd remove a body off the board, which would remove an attacker. Are we worried about this law as an attacker? That is the question. I think we swing in because this plays around dead man's game the best. It gives them the lowest value at a dead man's game while still removing a body off the board because they couldn't save it. We knew they only had 1Ks. And that would have been 4 cards out of hand. We go for lethal on the clapback anyway. So now I think we're in a really good spot. We didn't leave the 1 Don active, but this is just going to be discard fodder for our leader effect now. We can hold the Nico Robin in case there's a reason we need to heal. But I think this should be game because with dead man's game, they rest 4 Don total. Like, they're swinging 12 here. I don't think... Do they have unblockable themselves? Is there a new unblockable card that I don't know about? I think we can just block the 11. It's the biggest attack that they can possibly do, or they can go 12-12 with the I am invincible. But we can get out of a 12, and we know that. This is just putting ourselves in the best position. So if they play another 9 cost Shanks, KO the 10 cost, like, oh no, I'm going to swing 22 at your face. I would love to see you counter that. I would love to see you counter that. They're going to play a 7 cost Luffy into a 4 cost Uta. This is going to restand 2 Dawn, making the Luffy basically a 5 cost 7k into a 4 cost 5k. They're going to swing 9 into us. We could just take this because we have the unblockable. They just have that 4k counter event. I think no matter what, we're just going for game, so I don't think it really matters. I think we can just take it. Just to see if there's another answer, because no matter what, I'm just going to go for GG's, see what they can really do, because I can swing 12. They have to counter. If they give me the blocker, I swing 22, right? So we'll go ahead and counter, become a 7k. They can't attack us anymore, so we're not in a really bad spot. They grabbed a Shanks off the leader effect, so basically we just swing 12. They couldn't counter it, so they'd have to block, and then we could just go 22. If we go 12 and we go 12, they'd be forced to counter because they need to hold the blocker for another huge attack because there's potential there. Then we go unblockable because they counter out of hand. Even if they could somehow go 2k, 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 1 cost event, then we go unblockable 14k at face. They have 3 cards in hand. They can't use the blocker. We'd win the game absolutely. GG's to the Uta player, man. That was a good fought game, but we kind of dominated, man. I feel like we were always ahead. They put on enough pressure as they needed to, but it just felt way too slow. That could just be Uta in general, or it could just be maybe this deck's really good. All right, game 2 is going to be against the new red-blue Vivi. This leader says, once per turn, if your character with a base cost of 4 or more would be KO'd, trash 1 card from your hand instead. So they're going second. We're going first. I like the 1 cost Searcher. This can be a 5 Dawn play if we don't find anything. This can be a 7 Dawn play, but it's really weak. But the on KO is always going to be good. I think we keep this just in case. Look at the top of the deck. We do not find what we're looking for, but we do find a 5 cost option, so that's going to be better than the Kikinojo. We know that Kikinojo can actually be discard fodder now, or something we cheat off of the Nami in case they do KO it, because this is a control-based deck. Because the secondary effects is actually, then you may rest this leader, give it to one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power during this turn, then up to one of your characters without a win attacking, gain rush. That's pretty good. That's pretty good stuff right there, I'm just going to be honest. We're going to swing the big 8. That's going to hit them into 3 life range. We're now Kikinojo is live, and we get to draw a card. I love drawing cardboard. That's going to be pretty good value there. Now we can go to the Nami. They go Cavendish. They could have drawn 2 trash one. Oh, no, they couldn't. Never mind. We're just going to drop a... I think we're just going to drop in Beige. I don't want to take. I am greedy. I like to keep cards in hand. I like to tap 5 Dawn, give a rested Dawn on my leader, and force them to take a life and draw a card, because that's why we countered. If not, we would have had 8 cards in hand. So we would have drawn the life and drawn a card for turn. So we needed to counter that to then turn on the Nami, to then force them to take a life, to then draw a card. So now we didn't actually lose any cards in hand. We have the same amount of cards we would have had with being able to counter that attack, so we have more life. That's why you counter so aggressively with Nami. It's just such a good leader. 6 Dawn plays here for the Nefertari Vivi. I don't know what they would be. I don't know. Oh, it's this Vivi. Blocker, on play up to 1 Straw Hat or Alabasta type with 5 costs or less from your hand. Then you cannot play character cards during this turn. So they cheat out the 5 cost 7k NAMI. That says on play, give your leader minus 5,000, draw 1 card. Then you can use your leader to give rush to the NAMI to then swing 7,000. It also has the ability that says if your leader has the Alabasta type, give one of your opponent's character, or give your opponent's character minus 1,000 during this turn. Jeez, if I could read. If I could speak and read and discard a Kikinojo to then gain life, that'd be pretty good. Or to gain power, not have to worry about it. They do have anti-removal effects, which is going to be an issue going forward. We could 2k this. If we take, we play a card, we draw a card. We're going to try to bounce something probably, because this can't be KO'd, but it can be bounced. So I do think we're going to discard an Otama here. We should have done the Veggie, actually. It doesn't have an on play, it's just a trigger. So that may have been better, but it is what it is. We could Otama here. Oh no, we couldn't even... Dang, we couldn't even Otama? I think we just put pressure on their face, right? Because if we were to attack their characters, they can't be KO'd. And we don't have a Nojiko at the moment, which is the issue. So if we tap forward on, we can swing 7/7. So let's just swing 7/7. 7 they counter, 7 they block and just discard 1 card. So they go down to 5 cards in hand, because we can't remove the Cavendish. Ugh. The issue is, like, we could remove the Cavendish. We could Jozu the Cavendish by playing Otama for no value. Jozu bounce this back. But then we don't get our leader ability as active because we didn't find the young girl. The young girl's just really good. I don't really want to bounce my NAMI either. So I think we're going to get more value out of playing Otama for no effect. So we're just going to be swinging 5 into our opponent's leader, and then 6 into our opponent's leader. And I do think we're going to Jozu one of their characters. I think the Cavendish, because the draw 2 trash one, is just that strong, and it won't have rush. While if they replay the NAMI, it would have rush. So we're going to force them into an 8 cost Rayleigh. They're going to be able to give minus 1,000, minus 3,000, then minus 2,000, and then KO the Jozu. So they're going to be able to KO the Jozu if they play 8 cost Rayleigh, which is pretty freaking good. We're going to go and swing 6. They should just, well, I guess no matter what, it's either a 2K or they can block and discard anything, which is actually really strong value to the Vivi, because it says 4 cost or more, not 5,000 power or anything like that. It's 4 cost. So they could block and then literally give us any card out of their hand. It's pretty good value there. We're going to play the Otama for no effect. Jozu back the Otama. We're going to bounce the Cavendish to stop them from drawing cards. Not bouncing the Vivi because they could just replay the Vivi. Not bouncing the NAMI because they could just give it rush. So the Cavendish, they can't give rush, so we can worry about that later. We can just, that's a later problem, you know what I mean? So make that tomorrow's issue. That's what I like to do. So what I'm thinking is, if they gain the 2 Dawn and they go Rayleigh, they give Rayleigh rush. They go -1 with NAMI here to the Jozu, because this is an activate main to give minus 1,000. So this would be 6k. They go Rayleigh, minus 3k to the Jozu. He's now 3,000, minus 2,000 NAMI. It's now 4,000. They Rayleigh effect the Jozu, KO it. Then they can swing into the NAMI if they'd like, and then we can cheat out Kikinojo. That's not a bad option. Oh. They did things backwards from what I would think. We're going to flip the life face up and cheat out Kikinojo. That's fine with me. That's good value for me. I like that. Now they can leader effect, give this rush. Or they could not commit with it if they didn't want to. But I think they did things backwards there, to be honest. Just 100% transparency. I would not have done that personally. They swing the 8 first as well. That is also incorrect, because now I'm going to 2k, 1k. Well, I got to kind of keep the NAMI. I might just take both of these, man. I might be greedy. Okay, I won't be greedy. I think we're going to play Otama, because we need to draw 2 trash one. Still not finding what we need, man. I think we're going to trash the Zeus, because now we can NAMI. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives us Arrested Dawn on our leader. So we can go 2 for the young girl. So we're going to start with the young girl just in case we draw something for 6 cost or less, which I don't think we will. Draw 2. Ooh, Jozu again. That changes everything. We're not playing the NAMI anymore, so we trash the Kikinojo. Because now we're going to just swing 5 into our opponent. We're going to go 6 into our opponent, and we're going to go 6 more into our opponent. That changes up everything, because I like bouncing this NAMI. This NAMI is really good, but I like being able to bounce it. Granted, they will get to draw cards when they play it, but now they're not playing 10 cost. More than likely, they're playing 10 cost Kaido on this next turn, which is, that card is insane. They get to draw 4 cards. So, sorry guys, I just think 4 turns ahead, and that's kind of what I like to do. It makes me feel pretty good if I can think so many turns ahead. So, ooh, the Vivi. They block with the Vivi first. I'm going to punish them for that. They trash a card. Now I'm going to put Arrested Dawn on leader. I'm going to swing 6 into the Vivi. I really want to remove it. So now they didn't. Now they may not have the ability to save it, and we can bounce the Uta Match back to our hand with the Jozu. We won't be able to get the draw value to our leader, but we get to bounce the NAMI back, and now their board's cleared other than the Rayleigh. That puts us in a pretty good spot. Our leader ability's back is active. They're going to be swinging 8k and 12k at us, so that is an issue that we're going to have to worry about. They could also play a 10-cost Shanks and KO with Jozu, and then rush the Rayleigh into the Kikinojo, and then or swing the Rayleigh into the Kikinojo, which we would let go, and then swing the 12 into the Jozu and clear the entire board that we've built up. So they have really good options here. It just depends on what kind of 10-cost options they're playing. Some red-blue VVs are going really into removal, which this list looks to be. Yep, they are. They are. So we're going to give minus 2,000 to a character, probably the Kikinojo, and swing 8 and a 4 and then 12 and a 7. That's what I would do personally. They could minus down the Jozu and just ignore the Kikinojo. That is also an option. I just don't like that option as much, to be honest. So 8 into 5. Yeah, you can have that. If they want to swing 12 and a 6, they can have that. If they want to swing 12 and a face, they can have that as well. So if they want to give us a life, sure, I'll gain a life. I'm not going to be mad about gaining life, at least I should say. We could double NAMI here just to get some bodies on the board, but we have nothing to cheat out. I think we're better going with an Otama here. Damn, we gained a life. Damn, we gained a life. Alright, put Arrested on leader. Opponent can't take a life. 10 at face. We could have gone 11 technically, but we're just not in the greatest spot here. Especially messing that one up. We draw another young girl. Dude, we are getting really weak draws. We're running, what? 4 of the Nico Robins, 2 of the other card. Like, we're getting nothing here. They go Vivi into Chopper. This is a 6k blocker on their opponent's turn, and another blocker here with the Vivi that can also just discard a card to save it. Now they could swing, what, 8, 10, 12? That's pretty good numbers. They could go 9, 9's even better, and then 12. That's absolutely insane. We got no value to that Otama because I'm a silly, goofy goober. So they misplayed once, we misplayed once. It happens. Sometimes you forget when you're playing yellow and you don't play yellow as much as I don't play yellow, other than Vegapunk, that sometimes you just gain too many life. And that could be an issue. And that was an issue here. So it is what it is. We need double unblockable and we only have 1 unblockable. So not the best setup here, I would say. They did go 10. That is incorrect because the 8 would just be better. So we take the first one for sure. We're going to have to take the second one as well. I'm not really going to be able to get out of these, that's for sure. Now we're going to be able to trash more cards out of our hand that we don't need. So we'll go ahead and block or counter and then 2k. We could like triple Zeus on them, but I don't think that's helpful. Ooh, is this the top deck we needed? Is this the top deck that we needed? I believe so. Oh, we can go into another one? Oh, the issue is Goldie Roger. Do we die to Goldie Roger 8? It'd be 5, 8, 12, 13. We do not die to Goldie Roger, so we actually can keep the 10-cost Newgate right now. So we go 2 Dawn on leader, 2 Dawn on NAMI. We go ahead and swing 8 into our opponent, and then we're going to NAMI effect and swing another 8. That just makes the most sense to me. They have to counter one of these. They could also block and counter and then block and then discard 1 card, but they have to block one of these and counter one of these. They also could just block, let it die, not using leader ability. I don't know. I'm going to swing another 8 in the face. I'm okay putting them to 0 here. We've already gone over that. So it forces the Chopper out either way. So the Chopper is actually stronger than the Vivi, so I would have let the Vivi die and save the Chopper. But again, that's just me. I'm just a boy. They can leader effect here, give minus 2,000 to the Newgate, then play another 10-cost Shanks. They won't get Rush, which is the issue, but they remove the blocker. And the blocker is the issue. So at that point, we would lose to Roger very soon, and we would need to find a way to remove the Vivi. They could also, what? They could remove the NAMI. They played 10-cost Kaido and draw 4 cards. Well, we got rid of our pudding, so that was a good time to do that. They're going to go in leader effect, give minus 2,000 to the NAMI. They're going to probably swing 8 into 4. It looks like they want to remove it, which I'm kind of fine with removing it. 8 into 4. Yeah, you can have that. Then I'm going to use the card action, flip the top life face up, and then cheat out another NAMI. Give Arrested Dawn to my leader. My opponent takes life. Granted, they have more than 3 life, so they don't take a life. So it does nothing. But hey, that's good value to the NAMI. We were able to chain the NAMI into the NAMI. It wasn't the most important time, but we were able to do it. Here we can just take? No, here we have to block and then 1k. The reason we block is because it forced them to commit with the Kaido, so technically in a better situation, forcing them to commit with the Kaido is just really good. The issue is when do they die? They have to decide what to attack now. Because they could swing 12 into 12, and then we would just 2k. They could just choose not to attack. This is going to trigger. What do they decide to do? 12 in the face. Use the trigger. Look at the top of the deck. Ooh. Does this save us? I don't think so. I really don't think so. It's a good backup option, though, that's for sure. It's a good backup option. Man, I wish this was a little cheaper. Because we could trash the top of our life and gain 2 life. So then we go to 2 life. It's a survival game at this point. Because we have the 10 cost Newgate. Issues with the 10 cost Newgate. We swing 8, 8, and 14. They can block out of the 14 and just discard a card. And then if they have the Roger, they win the game. So that's the issue with the pressure being applied by the Newgate here. So we can't really put them to 0 is the issue because of Goldie Roger. So how do we go around that? Do we remove a body off the board? Do we gain life? What is the better play? I think it's better to go with a blocker and swing into the Rayleigh for 8. Just getting 2 cards out of hand. Just swinging 8, 8. Just to not put them to 0. Draw 2. We'll trash the Nico Robin. I don't think we're going to be able to go another turn. 2 Dawn on Leader, 2 Dawn on Nami. We'll go 8 into 8 here. This is going to force 1 card out of their hand guaranteed. They can Leader effect, sure. They let it go. We're going to put the 1 Dawn on Leader. And guess what? We can't attack because of Goldie Roger, so we just pass. They were trying to bait us in there for the Goldie Roger. Absolutely not happening. There's no way that I can give them Goldie Roger right now. That card is just too good. If they play it, we can't block. So we need to make sure we don't take life before they play the Goldie Roger. They have a lot of options, that's for sure. It's hard to say what they're going to do because everything can rush in their deck, which is what makes this deck so good. So we need to keep all of those things in mind. They're going to go really blocker up. Okay, I like that. That's going to help us slow play this a little bit because we don't need to go in completely as long as we can survive. I think that's going to be the most important thing. We will get value out of the Red Rock, I believe. We know we don't have unblockable, so the kid loses a little value putting them to 0 trying to go for game. So we need to keep in mind board control. We can Red Rock a big body. The big issue is just we may have to lose a 10 cost Newgate. If they were to just put all the Dawn on a big 10 cost 18k attack, we would have to... Yeah, we'd have to block out and lose a Newgate, because if we go to 0, now their Goldie Roger's active, and that's the issue. We can't let their Goldie Roger be active, because then we just lose the game. So, not looking to be in the greatest spot here. This is once per turn, so that's both players' turn, so we couldn't, like, Zeus randomly out of life. Like, you know, 11? Interesting. So what we'll do is Leader effect. No, we just block this. Yeah, we just block the 11 because it's a free block, because the 12s are going to be miserable anyways. So we're going to have to counter out of those. Into 6. Interesting. I think I just let that go. And I can't play anything. I could play an Otama to draw 2 trash 1, but I think we have all the pieces we need. I'd rather not lose countering because we haven't seen many of our bricks. So I think I just let this go, and I don't think I play anything. It's like, what would I be filtering for? I think we just let it go, and then it would be nice to get a Kikinojo, but I think we have everything we need. I'd rather not filter, just in case there's more bricks, so we've not seen that many. We haven't seen enough. Now we can block him 1k the Kaido. They have 2 blockers, so we already know we're not committing this turn. There's no way to commit. There's no way. So now we're just going to block and 1k. The Jozu would be nice, but I don't think it's going to be effective enough for us. I think we're just going to Red Rock a big body. Put a Rested Dawn on the Leader. We can't really afford to swing big into Shanks or big into Leader. Now's the question of, do we lose to Goldie Roger? Because it'd be 12-13 would be the only two attacks. It would be 5-12-13. So can we get out of a 12? This puts us to 7. 2K, 2K, 2K. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we can get out of a 12. So technically we could put them to 0. Because we don't lose, right? 5 puts us to 7. So now we're already at 7. So 2K, 2K, 2K gets us out of 12. So we don't lose to Goldie Roger. Correct? I believe so. I think we just swing 10 in the face. But we can't commit both blockers. That's the issue. But we can put them down to 0 and then go for game on the clapback. Is that correct? Personally, I'd block this and discard a card, forcing us to swing in the blocker if we want to get you to 0. If we don't, then you just go another turn. If we do, you're in a pretty good spot. It looks like they're just going to take this. So now we're going to force them to have the Goldie Roger. No, they're going to counter it. Ooh, 3K, 1K, 1K, 1K. I think at that point we just end our turn because we sit on the 2 blockers. They're sitting on 2 blockers. We're both in pretty good spots here. Again, they could leader effect, then 10 cost Shanks, KO one of the new gates. But then the Shanks wouldn't have rush. They'd have to leader effect so they can't attack leader. So now we can just block him 1K. And now we're just both going board for board. We can gain life that next turn, or we can put them down to 0 life, which would apply a little more pressure. Or are we worried about the pressure they'd have because they'd have 2 10 cost 12Ks? I think at that point we'd gain a life, sit on the blocker and 2 life now, and then swing 8 into our opponent. Because we sit at the 2 life, then we have to be able to get out of 1-12 because it'd be 12-12-13. So we can take, and then we have the counter for a 12. Again, thinking 5 turns ahead of like what you're needing to see right away about what your opponent could play and if you're safe from it. So again, the Goldie Roger is the biggest play in red right now and the biggest thing we're playing around and thinking about constantly when we're at these grindy end games. So as you can see, obviously this deck can be super grindy. We've already been in this match for 19 minutes. They dropped the Goldie Roger at the inappropriate time because I don't think they can go for game. So they're kind of telling us we have to remove the Goldie Roger here. So we could leader effect. This next turn we'll have to go for lethal, or we'll have to clear this. We don't have a way to clear it. So we're going to have to get out of this attack and then block 2K, block 2K. Right? And then Nico Robin gain life, sit on double blockers. Because we can't crit them to 0 with a 10 cost on here. So we're going to trash this. A Nojiko would just be so good off the top deck. We're going to block 2K. Technically, we could probably just take the last one. Because, I mean, we kind of have to go for game anyways. Because we can't put them to 0. We don't have to go for game. No matter what, we block 2K. I think we save our life just in case. If we know we were going for game, I think we'd be okay going for game, but I don't think we can go for game with the amount of attacks we have, so I think we have to crit ourselves, gain 2 life, sit on double blockers, and then pass. Because we can't put them to 0 still, because then the Goldie Roger's active. But we don't have a way to remove Goldie Roger because we already red rocked. It would have been the Nojiko we needed. It would have been the Nojiko we needed. Leave 2 Dawn active to bluff. Okay, I think that's what we have to do here. We were in such a horrible spot, they're in such a horrible spot. It's so weird, like, going through this, like, mind game that we're both in. Because we're both having to constantly think about these plays. But this is a crazy, grindy match. I hope you're enjoying it. Because, again, we're trying to think so many turns ahead. Our opponent's playing amazing. We're playing amazing. As far as I can tell, you're probably leaving comments right now like, oh my gosh, what did you do? Why did you do that? Yada, yada, whatever. And I'm saying thank you for pushing the algorithm and the comments. I love those kind of comments in my videos. Because I kind of just ignore them or I egg you on to leave more comments. And that is the best thing. Because I'm not going to play perfect every time. You know, I literally just jump on decks. I'm like, hey, look, we're testing this today. I'm not a professional with this deck. Don't think I'm the best blue-yellow Nami player out there. I'm a Vegapunk player at heart. Now, when you critique me on my Vegapunk, I kind of call you guys out because you're usually wrong. But when I'm jumping on a deck like blue-yellow Nami that I've played back when the deck was announced in, what, OP11, that was about all we had. So they're going to play the Nami here. It's a 5-cost 7k that they can give Rush. They also get to draw a card, replacing itself in hands pretty good. They can Leader Effect, give minus 2,000 to a new gate. Nami Effect, give minus 1,000 to a new gate, making it a 9k, meaning we probably lose a new gate here. Ooh, that's not great. That is not great. But we can take a few attacks, which is the safety net that we're building up. We really just need a Gravity Blade. If we had a Gravity Blade, dude, we're killing it. We get exactly what we need. So it is what it is. They're going to swing. The issue is we can never save the new gate if we don't just get out of this. So we're actually just going to get out of this. I believe that's the best option. Then they're going to swing. Then do we just take? Oh, it's going to put us in a weird spot. They're putting us in a spot where if we block, they just destroy a new gate. And then we can't go for game. So it's either like we have to just take all these. Well, no matter what, we have to counter this. But then we have to just end the game at that point. So we'd have to be able to go for game, splitting between these characters, which is the issue. Because technically they could have more attacks with the 5 Dawn. They could swing 9. Especially with the limited hand size that we have. So I think we're going to have to Leader Effect, no blocker, 1k. That's going to be the issue. Because now they could swing 9 with the Chopper, and we can't get out of that. Then they're going 12, 13. So we would, no matter what, we'd lose the new gate, right? So now that they're going 12, we would just take. If they play another blocker, dude, we're kind of just cooked. But we really need that Nojiko, but we critted it ourselves. I don't think there's ever a way we can go another turn. I think we have to just take. If they play another blocker, I think we just lose. Tap 5 for another Vivi into another Chopper. A Nami, draw 3, place 2 cards at the top or bottom. Dude, this is insane. This is an insane game right now. I think this is 2 mid decks just going at it, bro. This is insane. They place 2 cards at the top of the deck as well, so they have something that an out that they need to draw into. Well, we have no out to draw into, so 9, 9. No, we can't go 9s. 7. They can counter a 7, no doubt. How do we not lose this? I don't think there's an out. 8-cost kid is even an out, because then we're only swinging 7. No matter what we draw here, we'd only be swinging 7, which is not an out. I guess the Otama's free thanks to the young girl, so let's see if there's something we're missing. Oh, yeah. There's something we were missing. Trash the Kiki Nojo. If we double Nojiko there, that would have been even more insane. We're going to tap 2. We're going to bounce back the lowest counter, which is going to be a 1k. Now here's where we can split the Dawn better, because they have 4 life, basically. They have blocker, blocker, 1. So they only have to be able to counter 1 of these. So as soon as they can counter 1, we lose. So 1, it's basically going to be 10, 10, 10, 12. That's all we can do here. 10. If they can counter a 10, they just win the game. So you take the first one. If you can counter the second one, you just take the first one. You counter that, then you block. That is the best way here. Earlier, they did show us a lot of 1Ks, but they did just Nami. The Nami is another 1K. That'd be 1K, 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 and I'd assume they'd have 2 2Ks at this point. So 4, that'd be 5, 6, 7. That gets them to 12. So they can hit 12 right now. If they take this, they can see if they can get to 13. They can block the 10, no matter what we're guaranteed to commit in after that. They block the 10? They would never trash a card to save her, though. I mean, maybe if it's a brick, that it doesn't really matter, just in case. Interesting. Oh, dude, if we had a life right now, we would totally Zeus and KO the Chopper and win the game. We just don't have it. There's no way. There's no way they have it. There's no way. Dude, that was the craziest game ever. The Nojiko off the top was perfect. Draw a card. Sure, another 10-cost Newgate. That doesn't save us. 12-12. 2K, 1K, 1K. They just weren't able to get enough counter, man. GG's. That was an insane game. Back to back. We knew about the Cavendish from the start. I should have known the Cavendish was there as one of the bricks. We knew they were really bricked up earlier when they showed us they were really bricked up. They got the Vista as their last life. Man, that was a hard-fought, grindy match to win in the end. I'm actually amazed we won that, dude. good game to that guy. He was a great sport. He said GG's in the chat, and he was a great player. So amazing gameplay. I really appreciate you playing against me. That was a crazy match right there. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Let's play one more. All right, let's take on the devil himself. Going second against the Imu player. This is such a good hand and such a bad hand. It's horrible for the curve right now because nothing to do on 4 Dawn into the young girl, but I think we keep it anyways. Just because young girl is so good, we also get to draw one, trashing the Jozu because Jozu does absolutely nothing. Red Rock doesn't do anything in this match either, to be fair. Red Rock doesn't help us at all. It can help us into Stussy, I guess, 9-cost Stussy if they go for removal, which is maybe a good thing. We're going to draw one, trash one. Ooh, we're going to keep that Nami for sure. We're just going to trash the Jozu at that point. Go ahead and put the Rested Dawn on leader just in case we need it. And we can probably just, I think we can just get rid of the Red Rock. Charlotte Pudding, amazing in this match. Definitely keeping that, no doubt about it. Because they do a lot of searching. So as you can see, they just played the 5 Elders. They grab a Never Existed. They trash a Marcus Mars, a Jupiter. And they already have the Mercury in the trash. That's kind of crazy. And then they probably just swing 7. If they swing 7, we just take. If they swing less, we're good. They go ahead and trash another Mercury from their hand and draw another card. Filtering through, they're already having 5 cards in the trash. And now they just swing 7. Like I said, if they swing 7, we just take it. We use the trigger here. Look at the top 5. We get to grab a card with, what, 2 to 8? I think that just means we're going to grab a Nico Robin. We're going into 4 Dawn here. Wasn't really a good 4 Dawn play there, so we just take it. I don't think that's ever going to be bad. We could just putting them now, but putting doesn't seem very valuable here. I think we're going to play Otama. Draw 2, trash 1. We always find the Kiki Nojo after, so we're going to hold that just in case. We're probably just going to trash the Nojiko. It's not going to do anything for us. At least these have 2k counters, and this can help against Stussy potentially. And then I think we're just going to swing the big 9 at our opponent. We get the Rested Dawn from the young girl, so might as well use it. 9 at our opponent, they're just going to take. We're trying to fill up their hand size so we can pudding, and we get to draw a card and pass. So we have options for sure. If they attack us, we're definitely trashing one of these Kikinojos. We don't need both for the Nami. We're going to activate the Nami on the next turn to then swing 7 into our opponent. So that's going to be good value as well. They kind of need to leave it on active for a Never Existed or the World's Equilibrium. We can also burn cards that way. We can choose between burning cards out of our opponent's hand. We could also just play the Nami and pass, which I don't hate that option either, to then follow up with the pudding on 8 Dawn. Or we can do the Nico Robin. The Nico Robin seems pretty good too. And then we can save the pudding for when they're hitting their 10. I don't hate that, actually. They keep the Empty Throne, by the way. We didn't mention that, but they chose the Empty Throne, not the Marie Joie stage, so makes sense. They rest the stage for 3. They get to cheat out of Saturn, look at the top 5, and grab a card with the Celestial Dragons type. That's going to be pretty good. Or the 5 Elders type, so they get to grab any of the other 5 Elders or Never Existed. Yeah, I'm going to pudding. I'm going to absolutely pudding this guy. This guy has searched too many Never Existeds. We're going to force them to take a life. We're going to get Rested on here. Force our opponent to take a life. We're going to draw a card from that. And then I think we're just going to give a Rested Dawn to the leader. And I'm just going to pass. I want to pudding them so bad. So I'm going to force them to kind of play their hand or get pudding. Play your hand or get pudding. If they play Mars or something to KO Nami, we can cheat out of Kikinojo. So we have a backup option. We have Nico Robin going into the 10 Dawn turn. But I just think with how much searching they've done, pudding is going to be a lot of value here on the 8 Dawn turn. So we can technically Kikinojo and pudding if we need to. So we can keep that as well if they don't pop the Nami. Or we can pudding and then swing 9 into them, which I also don't hate that. They know a pudding's coming. There's only one reason you wouldn't swing 8 there. Because if not, they just get they get to get value to the Never Existed. And I'd rather just force that to the bottom of the deck. I guess I could force it into the trash, which wouldn't be horrible, but it's just going to be so good right here. I think we are going to Red Rock. We're not really building up, and if they kill with the Nico Robin, which it looks like we're comboing with the Stussy, we're still in a good spot. So they're going to swing 5, then they're going to leader effect, trash the Saturn, draw a card. They get to go to 11, then they get to tap 3 Dawn to cheat something out, tap 4 Dawn to play a Mercury, and then we're just going to pudding. That's basically their best thing to at least get value of what they have in hand. Because they don't even need to leave Dawn up for the Never Existed, because they can assume they're getting pudding. There's, again, only one reason I wouldn't attack in that situation, and that's if I'm about to activate pudding. If I wasn't, then I wouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? So it's really telling, but we're going to be in a pretty good spot here. They swing 7 at us. We want to counter out of this, because we are going to probably force them to take life. So I'm going to 2k this attack, and we should be okay now. I think we're good. We have a good hand size. They're cheating out a Mercury. They get to draw a card from that. Well, guess what? Welcome to Puddingsville. Thank you very much. Welcome and thank you for your stay, my good friend. 6 at you. The work here will get to draw them a card, but we weren't guaranteed they block right away, so I'd rather just not worry about that. Alright, we're going to activate the young girl. We're going to swing 6 here. And then they're going to have their 2 Dawn active. That won't do anything. And then we're going to play Kiki Nojo and pass. So now at least have filled out the board a little bit. They're hitting their 9 Dawn turn. They have done 0 searching. They're down to 2 life and 4 cards in hand. They left the Workery as active, so that's telling me they might have a Jupiter here just to at least have bigger attackers. They don't. They Charlia. Well, they don't show it yet, at least I should say. They could have it. They just don't show it. So, I mean, it is what it is. We are definitely going to Nico Robin this next turn, draw another card, and gain a life, which is always going to be good value, and they just can't remove it. They grab a 5 Elders. That's going to be exactly what they need going into these following turns. I wish I had something to crit life. Putting them down a lot more would be really good. They need a Najuro to be able to swing into this Nami and remove it, but then we play out another Nami. So we could be in a good spot there. They trash the Charlia, they draw a card, they activate a 5 Elders. So they found all of their searchers from our event. Their rabbit never existed. That's a 4K counter for 1 Dawn, which is absolutely insane value there. So yeah, that's pretty freaking good, man. That's pretty good. We're gonna swing 5. What are we gonna do? 7 cost Nico Robin, that leaves 3 extra Dawn, and we have the young girl. So we can swing 5, get 1 card. We can go 7, 7, 7. Is that how math works? I believe so. Here we could leader effect, or we could just take. I think I'm fine just taking this. I want to see if they'll commit their blocker or not. I'm okay taking this. I want the chance to. I think this makes the most sense because it still works with our Nico Robin to draw some more cards. They do play the Jupiter, which will make these both into 7Ks, which is good. But when we get to gain a life here, I think that's going to be a little better. So use a card action, take a life, gain 2. And then we get to draw a card, which drawing cards is chef's kiss. So 5. So one of these is going to be a 6. That or we could just go 7, 7, 7. Is 7, 7 better? Or with a low hand size, I actually think splitting's a little better. Because the lack of knowledge of what they're going to draw, I think splitting's better. Because if they want to go for clearing the board, we're going to be in a good spot. They do have the 5 Elders. They're going to cheat everybody out. I don't know if they've seen the Najuro yet. No, they have seen the Najuro. So they've seen all of their pieces. They get to block and draw cards. So they block out of the smallest attack, which is totally fine with us. Now we're going to swing a 6. And then it's going to be 7, 7. So a lot of value here. We know they have 1 never existed. So they probably 2K this, I would assume. Or they take and then never existed this. Really? You don't say. You don't say. Never existed that? Really? 7 more? Do you never existed this? They never existed this. Okay. Pass. That's kind of insane stuff right there. Not much you can do about it. It is what it is. So we just need to outgrind them here. We need to hold the board. That's the biggest thing. Because of the small hand size and them not knowing what's going to be in their hand, we should be in a good spot here. 6 into 4. The issue is the Najuro that's coming up. I don't really want to give this up. I don't really want to save the 4K. It would be nice, it'd be convenient, but I don't think it's going to be possible. So now they're going to probably swing 8 into 6 here, and then we cheat out another Nico or another Nami that's active. So we're fine giving up the Nami, that's for sure. That's for sure, because we just get another body out. Or they kill the Kiki Nojo. I think they actually killed the Kiki Nojo. I don't think it really matters which one you kill. Either way, we're kind of going up. We gain a life, or we get to cheat out a body as active. So then but then they get to play Marcus Mars. So Marcus Mars would get to remove one of them. We're definitely saving this. If they're just going 7, I'll give you a 2K. For sure, I will save that if I need to. If I have the ability to, I will. The issue is we know we don't have the unblockable. We know that. They play the 5 Elders for 3 Dawn. They tap 1 more Dawn. Well, first they should have leader affected, trashing the card on the board to draw 1 extra card. They kind of misplayed that, so I guess they can pop the Najuro if they want, but that's not good value. These are all 7Ks. They can swing 10 into 6. They're definitely going to remove that. The world's equilibrium cannot be maintained. Ooh, they could actually pop something on our board. They could pop 2 things on our board right now. They discard a card from Mars to KO a card on our board, which they probably KO the Kiki Nojo. They KO the Nami, I'm just cheating out another Nami, so fine, I guess. That's fine with me. We should be in a pretty dang good spot here, man. They do discard the Nami. We are going to use the card action, flip the life face up, cheat out another Nami, give a rested Dawn to our leader, and our opponent doesn't take a life because obviously they have 3 or less life, or less than 3 life. So that did nothing for them. Now they really have to clear the Kiki Nojo, because if not, we have 3 attacks coming in. We do know they have 1 3K counter, which is, I mean, that's pretty good clockwork right there. Not gonna lie, that's pretty good work. Pretty good stuff, but this deals damage. They can't remove the Nico Robin, so we're just gonna chain another Nico Robin, I think, because now if they clear this Nami next turn, it just puts us in a fine spot. They go into face, I think that's just incorrect. I believe that would just be incorrect. Yep. We'll just gain a life here. Totally fine with me, because we're about to gain 2 life. We can't Jozu anything, so we're not worried about that. We're going to start with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 1 Dawn to leader, 1 more Dawn to leader, and then, so it's going to be 7. That's going to be the never existed, then 8, 8. So let's go 7 at face first. They only have 1 card. 1 card is the world's equilibrium cannot be maintained. Yep, so they counter out of that. If we swing the 8, they just block and block. Which I do think we commit the 8 to commit the 2 blockers. They could just take. Do we go into Najjuro ever? Actually, I don't hate getting rid of Najjuro, just because the minus 2k could be detrimental, but we have another Nami to replace it. Or do we clear the 2 blockers here? Let's go 8 and see what they do. I think they block with Mercury and draw a card. If they take, that would put a lot of pressure on a face. Ooh, Ooh. Okay, I see you. We're going to use the card action, gain a life, draw cards. We're always going to be drawing more cards. Attach 2 Dawn to the leader. Put in their Dawn to the leader. 8 in a Najjuro, they just block with the Mercury and draw a card. We should have gone 8 in the face. No matter what, they block and just draw a card. So it is what it is. Pass to our opponent. We should be good, though, because the thing is they need the 5 Elders, right? So they can 5 Elders again, use the Mars to pop the Nami. They got to keep their blockers. This is a lot of pressure, but we're at 5 life. So the fact that they're at 2 cards in hand puts us in a really good spot. They should not have a 5 Elders. Now what they should do is swing 7 with the Najjuro into the Nami, give it minus 2k. That should be the first plan of action. They go 7 into face, minus 2k here. I think we just take. I think we're fine just taking. Now they're going to go 7 here, so that tells me they probably have another Mars. So we will use the card action, we'll cheat out another Nami, and then give a rested Dawn to leader. Opponent takes a life, nothing happens. So triple Nami, pretty good. Pretty good stuff right there. I'm going to go ahead and trash a card and 1k out of this, because we're not going to need any more young girls. Not that I normally need young girls. Hold up, pause. We're going to take that other 7 because it's just a 7. We can get a 10 cost 12k on the board, which is going to be pretty good value, and it's a blocker. They don't really have unblockable in their deck. They would need a Stussy, so if they have another 5 Elders, dude, I'm going to be kind of pissed. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be a little pissed. But it is what it is. Not much you can do. They don't get the 5 Elders. They just give GGs. They had no way to put blockers on the board. They can leave as much Dawn active as they want. But when you go 9, that's never existed 2k. I go 9. They can't get out of it. They take. I go everything else. And they have 4k counter. So, hey, GG's. That pudding was insane. We were able to take down an Emu. We got nothing but wins today. 3 games in a row. GG's to our opponents. And I hope you enjoyed the deck profile. As always, if you enjoy the deck profile, like and subscribe. Again, I always say it all the time, every single video, you're probably used to saying, you probably comment it yourself to like and subscribe and comment down below because it's a free way to support your boy. And yeah, we're at 3,700 and some subs. I'd love to get a few more, just like 1 or 2 more would be cool. Like I'm at like 5 subs total, so as many as we can get is pretty cool. But anyways, I do appreciate you watching. This Blue Yellow Nami list was insane. I think we thought a lot ahead, and I think we were playing very good and consistently. I think this does take a skilled pilot to know which cards specifically to pitch, because there was turns I was thinking cycles and cycles ahead. Normally 1 to 2 turns, not actually 5 like I was saying, but usually I would think a turn or 2 ahead to know which exact combo pieces to save. This is a deck that can draw a lot, so we can find those pieces pretty consistently into the matches that we need them. So I think you have to think ahead to really play this deck at its full potential. If you can't do that, it might not be the deck for you. If you can, or if you can't though, you can watch this video, rewatch this video, and that might help you. So as always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next deck profile. Peace.